Hi dear students, in today's lecture we are going to study the characterization of communication channel. So already we have studied the properties of communication channel in previous video. So now we are going to study characterization. So communication can be characterized based on two categories, that are time domain characterization and frequency domain characterization. So before moving to these two categories, we discuss what is digital transmission and analog transmission once again. Digital transmission involves the transmission of sequence of pulses that is determined by a corresponding digital sequence, typically series of binary 0 and 1. And analog transmission involves the transmission of waveforms that correspond to analog signal. Transmission of waveforms that correspond to analog signal. For example, audio from microphone or video from a TV or camera. So here, to transmit any digital and analog information, we use a communication channel, and these communication channels are the systems consisting of physical medium that is associated with electronic or optical equipment that can be used for transmission of information. Means in communication channel we use some electronic or optical equipment that help us to transmit our information. So these communication channels we can categorize into two principal ways that are time domain and frequency domain. So now let us see first one, that is time domain characterization. So here on screen you can see a diagram. So consider time domain characterization of a communication channel is a very narrow pulse. So here in this diagram you can see in time domain characterization we consider this diagram, and in this diagram at input means at source we are considering a information as a narrow pulse. So this narrow pulse we are passing through this communication channel. Did you understand? Okay, at what? At time t equal to 0. At time t equal to 0. So when it is passed through channel, the channel will apply some energy to transmit it to destination. So the energy associated with the pulse appears at output of channel as signal h of t. Can you see this signal? So this is the signal that is transmitted by the channel, and this signal we consider as h of t, and we term this h of t as impulse response of a channel. Impulse response of a channel. So this h of t we can represent as h of t, which is impulse response, that is equal to s of t minus td, time minus time displacement, t minus td. Clear? So in time domain characterization, while representing signals at source and destination, we use x-axis and y-axis here. X-axis and y-axis. So in time domain, always x-axis represents time and y-axis represents amplitude. This point you have to remember. In time domain characterization, x-axis represents time, y-axis represents amplitude. Understood? So once again we repeat the time domain. In time domain characterization, what we do is we represent the transmitting signal with respect to time. So whatever information we are transmitting as an electronic signal, that we represent with respective of time. So when the time is taken, we consider the input signal as narrow signal as displayed on screen, and then that is applied to the channel at time t equal to 0. So channel have to transmit that signal to output destination. Then what channel will do? It will apply some energy on that signal. So with that energy, the signal pulse is represented as h of t. So this is nothing but it is the output of channel, and we call this as what? Impulse response. And that impulse response can be calculated using the formula h of t equal to s of t minus td. H of t represents impulse response of signal. T minus td means time minus time displacement. Okay, and one more point is, in time domain characterization, always x-axis represents time and y-axis represents amplitude. Now come to next one, that is frequency domain characterization. So here is this diagram of frequency domain characterization. So in frequency domain characterization, what we do is, we represent our information with respective of frequency. In time domain, we represent information with respect of time. In frequency domain, we represent our information with respect of frequency. Clear? So here in this diagram, it is used to represent the categorization of channel in frequency domain. So here, sinusoidal signal at source, we consider it as x of t, or we call it as A in. So the sinusoidal signal means sine waves, that represent sine waves. So that sinusoidal signal is in terms of cos of 2 pi ft. So this signal value is, or that signal is represented as cos of 2 pi ft, and that oscillates at frequency of f cycles per second. Oscillates means that transmitted or that is generated at frequency f cycles per second, and if such signal is applied to a channel, then that channel will produce output. So this is the output of channel. So that channel will produce output with the same frequency but with different amplitude and signal. So that is why here output signal cost is cos of 2 pi ft plus pi f. Understood? So whenever in frequency domain characterization any information is transmitted, that is represented with respect to frequency. Means that signal changes or information transmission variation is represented with respective of frequency. So when we consider the sinusoidal signal to transmit through any channel, and we consider the frequency range is f cycles per second, then when it is applied to a channel, the channel will produce the same frequencies signal, but that signal may differ in amplitude and its form. So this input signal we represent as A in. So A in equal to cos of 2 pi ft, and output signal we represent as A out, that is produced by the channel, and that is A out equal to cos of 2 pi ft plus pi f. So now let's see what it produces now. So in frequency domain it produces amplitude response, time domain produces impulse response, frequency domain produces amplitude response. So amplitude response means that we represent as A of f. A of f. So A of f is equal to A in, sorry for the mistake. So in frequency domain we represent output signal as a amplitude response function, and that we term as A of f. So here A of f is equal to A out divided by A in. Remember it? It is not A in divided by A out, it is A out divided by A in. A out means it is the output amplitude, means amplitude of the output signal. A in means input amplitude, means amplitude of the output signal. So f represents the phase shift function, which is a shift in the phase of a output sinusoidal signal relative to the input sinusoidal signal. Here f represents phase shift, means form change. So that represents the output sinusoidal relative to input sinusoidal. And here x of t is nothing but A in. A in means x of t, this term we use to represent amplitude input. So that is equal to cos of 2 pi ft. So function we use to represent amplitude of input is cos of 2 pi ft, and function we use to represent output amplitude is cos of 2 pi ft plus pi f, and that we term as y of t. So function name is y of t. Clear? So here one more point, that is frequency. In frequency domain characterization, x-axis represents what and y-axis represents what? On screen, based on diagram, you can identify. X-axis represents frequency and y-axis represents amplitude square, power of amplitude. Understood? In time domain, x-axis represents time, y-axis represents amplitude. In frequency domain, x-axis represents frequency and y-axis represents amplitude square. So these are the two topics which we have studied. These two topics are little bit confusing because these are physics related concepts. So you might have studied these all sinusoidal waves, cycle per second, frequency, time, these all terms in physics, right? So these two are physics related concepts. So there is little confusion in these two concepts, but try to understand point by point, so it will be easy for you. Okay. Once again I repeat few main points about time domain and frequency domain. In time domain we represent the variation of information with respect of time. In frequency domain we represent variation of information with respect to frequency. In time domain we use the narrow pulse to represent input signal, and then channel produces output signal as h of t, so that we term as impulse response, and that we formalize as s of t minus td. H of t means impulse response T minus TD means time minus time displacement. Then in frequency domain, the input signal we consider its function as cos of 2 pi ft, means input signal is represented with the cosine as cos of 2 pi ft, and output function is represented as cos of 2 pi ft plus pi f. That is what we call as A in and A out. A in means amplitude input, A out means amplitude output, means amplitude of input signal and amplitude of output signal. Later we term A in and A out as two functions, that is x of t and y of t. Clear? So that is why x of t is equal to cos of 2 pi ft and y of t equal to cos of 2 pi ft plus pi f. So here the channel produces the output signal, and that we call as amplitude response, and that amplitude response we represent as A of f. So that A of f is equal to A out divided by A in, means amplitude of output signal divided by amplitude of input signal. So one more point about frequency domain and time domain is, in time domain x-axis represents time, y-axis represents amplitude. In frequency domain x-axis represents frequency and y-axis represents amplitude square. So just try to understand. If any doubt, then you can ask in group. Thank you.